Matt with Humble Homes. Today, I want to talk about interest rates, inventory, and home sales. Obviously, I focus my attention in my profession to Northern Illinois real estate. I sell homes from the river to the lake, so from Galena territories to the west and the Mississippi River, all the way to Chicago, Evanston, the east, and Lake Michigan. My primary focus for real estate is my hometown where I was born and raised, Rockford, Illinois, and also the northwest suburbs, Arlington Heights specifically. So today, what I'm hoping to do is clarify all the news reports that you're hearing. I feel like there's so much information to take in when it relates to real estate, and it can be a little bit confusing, I think, for a home buyer for sure, but also for a seller. If you're a home buyer, you have experienced a change in interest rates, and that's affected affordability, while at the same time less and less homes are coming on the market. So there's a shortage of inventory, fewer homes to choose from, an increase in the expenses to obtain a home, what it's going to cost you on a monthly basis. And that creates a frustrating situation, obviously. You have a pre approval in your hand, you're ready to make a purchase, but you're not able to find something. And what is impacting that is really sellers being unsure that they themselves want to take advantage of where prices are at, because many have locked in with lower interest mortgages over the last several years, and making a move means taking on a mortgage with a higher interest rate and likely a higher payment. So I'm hearing this over and over from clients that own homes that would like to make a move, but they're concerned about, well, what will I gain in home versus the change it's going to make for me on a affordability monthly payment. And so we're in this interesting flux in the market where sellers are apprehensive about going on the market because what the affordability will be for their new purchase. And we have buyers starving for choices when it comes to home purchases. All of that is basically driving volume down. We're not seeing an impact on prices overall in the marketplace. Instead, what we are seeing is prices are holding level, or they are even increasing in markets where the inventory is significantly lower than what we'd like to see. In the Rockford housing market, we have seen a pretty substantial reduction in volume. So for January of 2023, sales fell 40%. Now, it's important when you mention that sales fell 40% that we talk about inventory being so significantly reduced. But the lowest number of home sales in January that we've seen in 13 years, I think can be attributed to the inventory issue. Residential properties sold January of 22, we sold 329 properties in that market area, and then January of 23, only 196. I know from experience working in this market that it's an inventory issue and not homes sitting on the market. That 40% change is directly related to less inventory. So in the Chicago metro market, they're having a very similar experience. This is now February data from the Illinois Association of Realtors, but in 2022 for February, they had 7,061 homes close. In 23, it was 4,982. That is a 29.4% reduction in the number of sales. Again, that's driven by inventory, and so I would say primarily that reduction. Oh my gosh, I lost my controls there for a second. Okay. Now, jumping back to Rockford, this is a little bit more February data versus January data. So February home sales for Rockford were 334 in 2022 and 271 in 2023. So that reduction's only 18.9%. So January was a 40% reduction, February only 18.9%. Interesting though, the median home price 132,750 in 2022 and 154 in 2023. Why such a big jump? Well, volume was down 18%, but prices went up. That's because there was less to choose from. So demand is still outpacing supply, and that drives prices up. Even though we had a doubling of interest rates, we still are seeing that type of an effect. Now, the Chicago metro market, we just ran through that already, so we understand they're having a similar change, 29% reduction. We were only 18% in the Rockford area. Looking at some other markets, this is from the Barrington North Shore Association of Realtors. They saw a 41% decrease in closed sales for February. So they were much higher in February than the Rockford market was. Again, new listings is probably the biggest change. They had 831 in 22, but only 598 in 23. So without going into too much redundancy here, number of property listeds in the northwest suburbs, we had a peak in June of 2022, almost 800 and some homes went on the market, but we're under 200 at the end of 2022 and just slightly over 250 for the beginning of 2023. So if only 250 homes are coming on the market, the number of homes that sell is going to be low because we don't have lagging and lingering inventory in our marketplace. So I have to say that the volume, the number of sales that have taken place, is directly related to what's available, the inventory. Because of that, we're actually seeing prices, the average list prices going up as sellers realize that it is a seller's market, there's low inventory, and there are buyers out there competing. So the average list price is up, and the median list price also doing that. Now, when it comes to sale prices, higher over those summer months, but plateauing. We're not seeing any kind of crazy curve to pricing whatsoever. And because of that, buyers are having to pay the same prices that they did a year ago with double the interest rate. And that affects affordability. Of all the resources that I've read, nationwide, the National Association of Realtors, Redfin, Zillow's report, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac come out with reports, HUD has reports. Every report that I've looked at suggests that real estate prices are going to remain where they are for Illinois. That we're not going to see a significant change in pricing. We're not going to see a 10% increase or stay relatively flat. So that should give a little bit of confidence, I think, if you're a buyer, to understand that pricing is what it is. Homes are going to come on the market because there's so few available. You're not going to be able to negotiate much on the price. And so because it's slim pickings for a buyer, there's probably going to be multiple people competing for each home, which is going to drive pricing up. The lower inventory equals a higher price for a buyer. That is what you have to work with. From a seller's perspective, it is an ideal time for you to sell because you're probably still going to look at competing offers, and because of that, you're going to get the very best price that you probably have been able to achieve in history. So in summary, inventory and interest rates are the highest impact on our market right now. And I believe that that's going to continue for the foreseeable future here in 2023. The reason I think that this is what we have is I don't see a huge impact on interest rates, whether they fluctuate all the way down to 5 or they go to 8. We're in the sweet spot in the middle of those two right now. And affordability for most of the markets that I service is still reasonable, exceptional as far as affordability goes. The northwest suburbs are hanging in there. And so I think from a seller's perspective, if you are thinking about selling your home, it's a great time to do that. You're going to have a wonderful experience. Uh, Probably have great offers to choose from, and you can pick the very best of them. A buyer is going to have to step up. They're going to have to look at all the terms of their contract and decide how they can make their offer stand out from competing buyers in the marketplace. I understand it's frustrating, complicated to navigate, but I'm here to help you. No matter what market you're in, I will become an expert on that neighborhood, what's out there, and get the job done to make sure that you get a new home in 2023. And I would just sort of end this today by saying, as I look at my forecast and the clientele, the inventory and interest rates are impacting the decision for everybody. I have sellers that are afraid to put their home on the market because they know it will sell immediately, and they haven't decided what they're going to buy. I have buyers who are concerned about what they're going to buy based on affordability. So everyone is in a tough spot right now, so let's lean on each other. Let's figure out what's happening in the market. Let's determine what your goals are, and let's go make those goals a reality. I'm here to help. I've got the resources and the hours and hours of videos that I've taken in, just trying to understand. And I think the reality for all of us is we're in unique times, and real estate is challenging but also rewarding. So let's make it as rewarding as we possibly can for you by helping you to get your home sold or helping to find you the home that's ideal for you. I'm here as a resource. Call on me anytime. Shoot me a text message. 815-509-4469 is my number. You can email me, matt@humplehomes.com. Check me out on the web, Humple Homes. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You don't have to try and find me on Twitter, but you probably could. All right, guys. Appreciate you stopping by. Look forward to doing this again in the future. It is a ton of fun to play with this technology, learn how to get it set up. I'll get better and better at this as time goes on, but I'm having a lot of fun being this realtor who's just in his little, we call it the COVID closet office. We built a little office in my house during COVID to be able to work from home, and really enjoy what I've created here. So I look forward to helping you all in the future. And should you have any questions, leave me a comment, shoot me a text or an email. I'm happy to help. Thanks, guys.